Now, we shall start learning about JDBC. The full form of JDBC is Java Database Connectivity, and these concepts will be covered in 6 sessions including today. So, first we will learn about actually so far the JDBC is concerned, there are 3 things to be learned. First of all, the database management system, and then how the database management system can be connected, and this itself is called the JDBC driver, and then finally, the Java application which basically will help a programmer to connect a database from the application as an endpoint. So, 3 things are there. So far the database management system is concerned, there are many tools, many packages are known. In this course, we will cover one system which basically helps a programmer to maintain his database is called the MySQL. So, we will discuss about the MySQL, and the MySQL is a database management system, and then we will discuss about how this MySQL can be installed. If you are new to this MySQL, then all this information is highly essential for your learning. So, I do not know exactly whether you are familiar to SQL or MySQL or rather relational database management system, anyone. Anyway, so considering that you do not have any background knowledge about database management system handling, so I will take a quick tour to the SQL base database management system, which is very popular. One is the MySQL. So, in this session we will try to learn about how the MySQL can be installed, and then finally, we will see exactly using this MySQL, if once installs in your machine successfully, then how we can manage the database management system related to task, namely how you can create a database management, a database, how you can create a table under a database, and then how you can accomplish different operations to the database. Now, so first what exactly the MySQL it is. So, it is a very popular one software. Usually you know, for the database management system handling, one language has been provided. It is very popular and a standard language. It is called the structured query language. We usually call this language as a 4th generation language. If we say C, C++, Java, they are the 3rd generation language. They are language of course, but the thing is that it follows certain syntax, that is why it is sometimes it is called the language, but truly SQL is not a language like Java, C, C++. Anyway, SQL programming, whatever it is there, we can do it in English like syntax actually, and it is basically a de facto standard nowadays. Every database management system engineer prefer the SQL based system, and SQL based system is basically follow. There are many type of database management system like relational database management system, object oriented database management system. SQL is in fact a relational database management system. Now, regarding the relational database management system, we will discuss few things about it, few salient points about this. Now, the SQL is basically is very simple and it is easy to use, and that is why it is 4th generation language. Actually, there are the difference between 3GL and 4GL, 3rd generation and 4th generation language is that 3rd generation language is basically how to do concept. That means, if you want to solve certain problem, how this problem can be solved, then you have to write a details about it. But whereas the 4th generation language, it is what to do, just you tell that okay, what you want to have, then automatically the SQL processor will take care about your what aspects and then solve the problem. You do not have to write so much details about the programming. So, that is why SQL is basically a lightweight concept. Now, using this SQL we can do many things that we will be going to discuss, and another thing is that whatever the syntax that you can write that is basically in English of course, and you know in English there are 2 type of characters, lowercase and uppercase. SQL do not distinguish whether you have typed in lowercase or uppercase, that means it is case insensitive. Now, SQL has many advantages, and there are many tools which basically leverage the concept of SQL, and as you know the SQL is structured query language, that is what we have learned in the last slides. The MySQL is a specific application, is a tool which basically developed by Monty Williams, and it is basically my is his daughter's name. So, that is why MySQL, he gave the name about his fond daughter. So, MySQL. So, it is not that MySQL means it is MineSQL, it is not like that. And then it is basically the SQL can be installed in your standalone machine like PC, laptop, whatever it is there, and then once you installed it, then you can maintain your database very easily. And as you know, it provides the structured query language, and structured query language become a de facto standard. This means that you can test it, you can use it, you can solve many problems, and then once you have done it using MySQL, then finally you can deploy to any other systems which basically have an interface about the SQL. So, this is the beauty of these things. So, MySQL is initially developed, distributed and supported by Oracle Corporation. As you know, Oracle is a giant player in the field of database management system. Now, I will first quickly tell about how the MySQL can be installed in your machine. Now, there are many ways the the MySQL can be accessed from different sources. I will discuss about the installation of MySQL in Windows environment. However, the basic steps and procedure are very similar to any other environment like Mac OS or Linux. Now, you can download a very good resource of the SQL. It basically contains many things. If you want to have an Apache server, or if you want to develop something in PHP, PHP is another sort of programming language for web programming. It is called the hypertext preprocessor, and the MySQL. They are basically bundled together, and there are many sources for which for example, here XMPP, WMPP server, etc. So, all those things you can download from the link which I have given. For XMP for Windows, I have given the link. Similarly, for WMP for Windows also the second link you can follow. So, these are the well known link, and definitely these are the free source. Actually, you do not have to pay anything, you can download, it is freely open source. Now, I am telling you how the other source that you can follow to download your MySQL software. So, there is a link as I have given here, devmysql.com downloads. So, from this link you can go, and in this link you can find MySQL community server. So, you just click this link, then it will fetch to you, it will land to you in the MySQL community server. You open this link, and then finally you can find there are many what is called the softwares available for freely downloadable, and out of which you have to select without installation, and it is an archive version. And then directly also you can follow the link from which you can download this software. I have mentioned here for the software for the 64-bit machine. If you have the 64-bit machine, then it is here, and the latest version I have mentioned here as MySQL 8.0.13. This is the current version. So, you can download it, and if it is change the version, you can again download the newer version, and you can again reinstall it whatever it is there. So, this is the current version that you can, and this will be download as a zip file. So, you have to unzip this file. So, what is the idea about is that where you want to install, that you have to decide. So, if you suppose you want to install in C drive and under the name of MySQL, so then you should extract the file, I mean zip file that you have downloaded. To extract all the files it is there, I mean unzip the files actually into the C drive, and then you should rename the folder. Otherwise, if you directly start installing, then it will take the same name actually. Here MySQL version and then Windows 32 for example, instead of Windows MySQL 8.0.13, then Windows 64. So, you can just rename this file to MySQL, rename this folder to MySQL. Then MySQL can be, however, MySQL can be installed anywhere, but the basic steps are same. So, now you have to place the folder on the another drive to make backups and reinstall easier. Actually, as you know, MySQL maintains a database repository. So, data repository for which you have to create one directory separately for you. By default, it should be the directory in the same as the MySQL is installed. So, better is that that directory can be maintained in some other drive, for example, in D drive. So, the default name is data, that you have to do, you should not change it. For example, here I have sent is that D:D data is the directory drive where we want to maintain all the data repository under MySQL server. And so, we can copy all the contents which is there once after in the folder that is MySQL, you can move to that D data. So, there are some that system file is there, you just move all those system file into the newly created directory that you have created that you have just now done in the D drive. And then you have two folders. So, you should remove one folder. So, C then MySQL data, that folder should be removed. So, it should have only one existence. So, this will complete the installation of the MySQL, and then there is a little bit configuration it needs to be done. For this configuration there is a file, it is called the myini file. So, it is a initiation file which you can find in MySQL folder. So, you just using any Word editor, say WordPad or Notepad, you just type these contents in this myini file, and then it will basically complete the myini file. So, just typing this file and save this file into the MySQL directory, it is there. So, this basically the configuration. There are few more configuration also you have to consider. Okay. So, there are few more configuration is required. Here I have mentioned exactly what are the configuration that you should consider. The thing is that if you want to, I mean, MySQL server is now ready to run actually, and then you can run this by first time. If you want to run it, then you should type this command actually c:/mysql bin mysql d.exe. So, this is basically to run the MySQL server first time, and for these things you just go to the start run command, and then following the command also you can do it for the initialization. And then here the password they will ask it. So, you can give some password, for example, here this is the password that you can set, and then root is the password like. So, you can give the root password or guest password, whatever it is there, and then you can also change the password at a later stage. So, that option is there. I will tell you exactly how the password can be changed at a later stage. So, these are the things that you should do. First of all, ini file, and then you have to run the SQL server first time, and then change the password there. So, these are the once you do these things, then your next step is basically to set the class path, so that you can run this program from any other directory like. So, here is basically how you can do this. So, this is basically called, you have to create a Windows service. In order to do the Windows service, from the command prompt you have to go again, and then in the command prompt you have to write this command cd mysql bin and then mysql install, and that also can be done in this way. Control panel you have to go in the Windows environment, and then there is a administrative tool, you have to select it, and then services, and double click you can under the services you see MySQL is already available. So, you have to double click, and under the double click the starter type, it is basically select the automatic. So, this will basically ensure that you can run this MySQL server as soon as you boot the system. That means, you just on the system automatically MySQL is ready to serve you. Then you have to go to the command from MySQL, and then you can use it whatever the way you want to use it. So, these are the different procedures that is very much necessary. So, for the setting up of the MySQL service is concerned. Now, I will discuss about how the MySQL statements can be there are what are the SQL statements exactly. So, that you can execute from the MySQL server. Now, there are different statement, and the first statement that you can do is basically show statement. I can say it is the show command. It basically you can type in either small letter or capital letter, it is not an issue, and then show database. That means, this is the full command actually. It will basically tell you what are the database which are available under the MySQL at the moment. So, is basically this is the command. I am just telling you what are the different commands that you should learn as the first hand. Okay, so, this is the first command that you can think about it, and then the next command that you can think about the create database. So, how you can create a database? As you see here, the create database is the command, and then you have to give the name of your database. For example, I have given the name of the database is test. That means, every database should be uniquely identified by a name, unique name, and that name is essential, and every user should know about what exactly the database. This implies that MySQL server can maintain many database in the same server or in the same machine. So, that is why the different, and under a database there are a lot of tables will be there. So, that is what we have to first create a database, and the name is test. Now, suppose already there is a database which has the same name, then definitely it will report an error. So, that that database create is not successful, please try with some different name. So, this is the idea about the second command, which basically the how you can create the database of your own, and then finally, you have to initialize the test. So, for these things the command is use command. So, use and then give the name of the database, that means this database is therefore now active for your work. So, these are the three commands are very beginning. So, if you want to create a database of your own which is new, and then you can just do it, and then finally activate it by using the use command. And then there are many other commands which are basically useful. So, you have so far created a database which is the name, and under this database we want to maintain tables. So, first I will tell you how a table can be created. Now, as you know, a table is basically look like this. A table has its own name. So, there should be name, and there will be some columns. These are columns are called attributes. So, this is the attributes, and then each row will contain a record. So, each row will contain a record. Now, so attributes and then table name are the first thing that you should ensure that whenever you have to create a table, and this command is basically create table is commands that basically tell you exactly what is the way you can create a table of your own. So, the concept column is that you have to first give the table name. So, this is the command create table, and this is the table name that you have to specify. So, my table name may be say NPTEL data like this or whatever it is there, and then all the column name. Say suppose this is the one column name. So, maybe say roll number roll, and this is another column say name, and this is the another column say marks, and this is the another column say grade, and this is the total whatever it is there. So, these are the column name. As you see here, I am in the process of creating one table, and the name of the table in this case is Java course, and I created 4 columns here: roll, name, marks and grade. So, roll, name, marks and grade. So, 5 columns is not there, and then we have to specify for each attributes what is its type. As you see here, for the roll column, that means attributes, type is integer, and I mentioned that this is the primary key. If you know one key should be unique all values, then this is the primary key. So, this column will contain all records having the unique values in it columns. So, all values are unique like. So, this is called the primary key, and then the name is basically is a character, is a varchar is the syntax for that. So, that SQL can understand about it, and 30 is basically maximum string. That means, you can store a name of maximum 30 characters in this column. So, name, and then marks is again integer, and it is not null. That means, if you enter any null, then you will not be able to null it, and primary key is also not null. That means, no record you can enter for which this element has the null value. Null value means no value. Okay. So, integer marks is also should be not you have discussed it here, and grade is also a string of 2 characters. So, this way we define one table, and this is the command. If you issue this command to SQL server, then SQL server will create a table under the active database, which is the test in this case. So, this completes how the database can be created, and then If you want to know exactly the database that you have created, what is its description. So, the description can be obtained by the command is called the DESC. It is basically the short form. SQL sometimes allow to give you short form describe, short form of describe statement. Now, if you type this command describe followed by the table name, in this case table name is Java course, then you will be able to see exactly which is the structure of the table. So, this is the command here DESC, then database table name is Java course, and then it basically give the structure. So, as you see here, so it basically what are the fields and then type it is there. So, in this case the fields also called the attributes, there are 4 and then type is int. So, basically 11 digits can be there, marks also integer 11 digits can be there, and then name is string 30 and varchar is to 30, and here you see null or not null. So, this means no null value is there, no null value, however, this can have null value also. And then finally, you see whether there is any is primary key or not. As we have mentioned, this is a primary key, this is the primary key, and other is nothing is written when they are non primary key. And then default is basically null. So, initially whenever you create the table, that time there is no default value. You can also, while you are creating some default value, say 0 0 0, all these things can be included there also. So, this is the structure of the database that just now we have created, and after creating the data table, as you have seen it, you can see the structure of the database. And using this also, what are the different type of fields also can be created. We will discuss shortly about this different type of fields that can be possible using SQL. And the next is that your table, your database is ready. Under this database a table is ready, but at this moment the table is empty. Now, it is your task to enter the data into the table. Now, the data into the table can be inserted by another command in SQL, it is called the insert into, then this is basically table name, for example, Java course, and then what are the values that you want to enter in each rows. So, here value 1, value 2 dot dot value n, provided that there are n number of fields are there. So, this is the command insert int is basically for inserting record into a table. Now, if the table contains already some record, the insert the command will insert into the appending mode. So, whatever the records are there, it will be there, and then it will start appending the record at the end of the existing records. So, this is the statement as you see here. With this, okay, we have issued 4 insert command one by one. First, insert into Java course values 01 Devasys 75 A. As you see here, it is basically like insert into Java course values 02 Nilanjan 85 EX. So, it is the second record, and this way this is the third record and this is the fourth record that we have inserted. So, we have seen exactly 4 insert command have been issued to insert 4 records successfully one after another. If you again type another 5th insert command, so the next record will come here and so on. So, this is the simple way the insert command can be issued to the SQL system, and your SQL will insert one by one. And here is the update command. If you want to change some values in a particular record, that can be done using the update command. So, here the command syntax is update, then table name and then set. So, these are the command syntax, and then table name in, for example, in this case Java course, and then which column that you have to change it. So, column name value 1, value 2, that means these are the new value that you have to change it, and then this is the condition for which record that you want to tell. If you hire star, then for all it will be there. If instead of star, actually the short form that hire star means all or hire all. Otherwise, you column name equals to value 1, that means it will change those columns whose column name 1 is value 1. This is basically condition. That means, if you want to update particular records, then which records should be updated, that has to be mentioned here. Now, here is an example. If you see, there is a 2 update command, we have done it here. Update, this is the table name, set name Devasys, that means we want to update this table at the name field by Devasys, where name is Devasys, that means this is the condition. This means that earlier table that we have created, if you see this entry was DEBASISH, and then by means of this update command we will be able to change this one. So, this table basically is shown after the update, I mean first command is executed. Now, let us see the second command, another command update again the same table name set marks 85 grade X where name equals to Devashish. So, after this one if you this Devashish, earlier it was 65A, now it become 85 EX. As you see here, update command will basically help you to change the values in a records satisfying certain condition that we have there. And so, this is the update, and then finally, select is very popular one command. If you want to read some records from the existing table in a database, then the select command is there. So, select command is basically the syntax is select from where. So, this is the command syntax that you have to remember. Select, then you can select all columns, then select star from the which table you have to read, you have to mention, and if you want to select some record which satisfies certain particular condition, then you can mention this one. So, this is basically the way by the select command can be executed. Now, let us have some command execution on the existing database that we have just now created, namely the Java database Java course, and here is a select star from Java course. This means that we want to select all the fields from the table Java course, and there is no condition, means it will basically select all. So, no condition needs to be satisfied. If you execute this command, then you will be able to see this kind of database is there. Now, if you want to run the next command say suppose select name role from Java course. So, this is the command that we have, select name role, that means only two fields from the table. So, this basically will be the output once you execute this select command. You can see this output on your console. In your console, the display screen, all these tables will look like in this table form. And then next commands, let us see the another commands on the same database, like select star means all field from Java course where marks is greater than 80. That means, it will select all the fields the marks is greater than 80. That means, in this table, as you know, this is the initial table, only these two records qualify for this statement. So, it will basically display this output. And next another column, you see another command that is a select star from, as this is the command again, select star from Java course where name like this one. So, name like means it is basically whatever the other things are there, only there should be at least 2-3 characters like JEE. Now, this is the condition, it is there where name like is another syntax for that. There are many other selects common in syntax and compositions are there. I am giving you the basic concept at this stage only. You can follow any SQL book, so that you can learn many other comment formation from that. Under the select there are many other comment formation actually, and then nested select, also select, within select, so many other things are there that I just want to skip at the moment. Now, if you execute this command, then it may not satisfy any record may not satisfy this condition. In that case, it will display the blank table. As you see here, no any values in any records which has the name having any 3 characters, say JEE. So, it will return a null table, blank table in this case. Now, our next column, next command that we are going to is this kind, select star from Java course order by marks. Now, you can understand what is the meaning. Meaning is very simple English like, so you can understand. If I do not say anything also, you will be able to. Order by means it will display the table, but according to by default is according to the ascending order. Otherwise, order by marks you can write descending, also it can be there. By default it is an ascending order. As we see, this basically select the entire, I mean display the entire table, and when the marks is basically in the ascending order of the marks field there. So, this is the few commands that you can think about how the table can be created. Anyway, so these are the few commands that we have discussed about so far the select is concerned, and next we will discuss about another very important command, delete. So, using this command, if you want to delete any record, that you could that. So, this the command syntax is delete from where. So, delete means it is the table name that you have to specify, and you can delete entire records if it satisfies certain conditions. So, you have to condition like all the conditions as you like, say name equals to say DEBASIS, whatever it is there, like this one. So, it will delete that record. Now, let us see one example, so that you can understand how the delete command can be executed for the database that we have created, namely Java course under the test table Java course under the database test. Now, this is the one example that delete from Java course where marks is less than 66. You can understand it will delete all the records which has satisfied this condition. As you see, there are few records as the marks is 65, those has been deleted like this one. So, after the successful execution of this command, it will give the output like this. And you note one thing, one it is deleted, that means it is physically removed ever, no logical deletion takes place. So, delete command is very dangerous in that sense that you should issue this command, once you delete it, then you will not be able to recover it later on. Okay, so, this is the delete commands, and then there is another command also. So, delete from Java course, then you can understand this means it will delete all the records from your table. Now, drop table is another command which basically to delete the entire table. So, dot table is also another very dangerous command of course, and as you need syntax is very simple, drop table, this is the command, and then you have to give the table name which you want to delete it. So, here now as we see the example drop table Java course, this means that whatever the records it is there, it will be deleted forever, and then if you again select start from database, it will say that database or table does not exist. This kind of commands it is there if you want to select it there. So, we have just learned about the setting up of MySQL, and also we have learned about few important and frequently occurred SQL statements. I hope you have understood, but this is just at the beginning stage. If you run with many other database creation, many other tables you can create, and then for each table you can run you can just come into the playing mode like. So, you play with this one, right, but you have to install the MySQL first. MySQL installation is not a big job. In our demonstration one, we will give you a thorough step of how the MySQL can be installed in your machine. That time if you have your own laptop, you can attend this session using your laptop and you can follow it. So, everything is very simple, but before that you can install all the softwares from the net and then start our procedure seeing our demonstration. So, MySQL should be installed beforehand, okay, so that you can practice it about it. In our next session, we will discuss about JDBC driver regarding, and then we will discuss about it. And then obviously, MySQL is a structured language. So, unstructured data cannot be maintained by this one, and then how to take backup of MySQL data. Okay, those things you can find if you give this search into the net. Net will give you a lot of solutions for keeping a backup data. Now, in your backup data, as you see, say suppose you have to install a MySQL with a newer version, but you do not want to lose your data. So, that is why your data should be stored in a separate drive, that we have done here D. So, D drive can be copied anywhere, and then if you install again newer version and you are in setting, if you mention that your data is that right, so that data can be accessible always. So, absolutely no problem if there is a problem or the MySQL server is corrupted or there is a breakdown in your machine, you will not lose any data there, provided that you have kept the backup all the times you have there. So, database security is not an issue, so far the MySQL is concerned there, and many system actually usually follow several backup of the same system. Those are the different issues, that is for the more reliable database management if you want to have it. So, thank you. We will come to the next session where we will discuss about JDBC driver. Thank you very much.